Hello, hope you're doing well today. So today we're going to be going over how to join a locked server. If you notice, when you open up like a server like Pinnacle Station here, if we scroll down, we'll see locked. There's a couple of things we can do. One will bypass the lock, and the other one will get you on server eventually. But why do they lock the servers? Well, they register activity levels. All right, so whatever measurement they're using for activity level, we can only speculate at what that is because I don't think they've actually explained to us what measurement they're using. I believe it's going to be how many characters have been created that are still active on the server within the last 24 hours, and how many bases there are on the server that are still active. I think those are kind of the measurements, but again, speculating here, right? So if you look here at the server list, all right, this one is going to be over Chains of Kurok. We can see how many players on a server and what the activity level is. Now, there can be 0 players on the server, and the activity level can be at 120%. All right, so it's not how many players are on the server, it's how many players they think will be on the server. They want to make sure players aren't getting cut off their own server and having to wait in a queue and not able to continue to progress in the game. But for those of us trying to join our friends on a server that started early, we may be locked out. All right, so you have to wait till the activity level drops below 100%. So if you Google Dune server population monitor, it'll bring up, there's a site that should pop up. It's Dune Awakening database. All right, it'll say dune.gaming.tools. Again, visit this at your own risk. All right, I'm not vetted this. I use it. I've not vetted it. I've had no issues, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ever guarantee a website is safe. All right. So this shows us how many players are actively playing and how many players on the server versus the activity level. So as we can see, the Siege of Ebir has 17 players on, but it's at 136% activity. Whereas Almut has 25 players on it, but is at 49% activity. So I could join Almut, right? I would be able to create a character on Almut. So to get on the server, if we want to create our character directly on the Siege that our friends are on, we have to wait until this activity drops below 100%. Now, if you work and you can only get online at certain times, and it's always over 100% when you can be online, then there's a workaround. So my friends are on Umbu, and I wanted to join them. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and have my character, which I've already done, right? So I'm going to create my character. It's on Rajafiri, but we're still under the same Chains of Kurok server. So I'll click on that. I hit join. All right, now that we're on a Siege on the same server, all right, what we can do now is we can go into the social in our inventory. So we hit go into your inventory, then go to social here at the bottom middle. Right under here, you can send a friend request. All right, so we're gonna accept our friend request. All right, so once you've got your character created and you've logged into your Siege, all right, and you've accepted your friend request, or you send your friend request and they have accepted it, what you can do now is log back out to the main menu. Right, and where you can go into the servers here, go into your Siege. So I'm on Rafiri, and my friend now it'll show is here on Umbu. So even though it's locked, I can click on Umbu and I can visit. All right, and this will let me go visit them. We'll go over the bases in just a second. And if there's too many players on the server, I'll go into a queue. All right, but usually the servers aren't actually full, but they reserve places in case the servers start filling up, so that players that actually have progression on this Siege can not lose that progression. All right, so now I'm here on my friend's server, and it brought me to a trade post. I can't guarantee where it'll bring you every time you join in, but all right, so now I'm on the same server as my friend. Now, of course, I still have to travel and find them and get to their base, but the downside here is I can't have my own base here. All right, so any quest that you have that require you to build a piece of your base, you're not going to be able to do here. You're going to have to go back to your Siege to complete those quests. You can do everything else here, but not building your own base. But can you interact with your friend's base? What all can you do when you're visiting your friend's server with their base? All right, so I'm no longer on my Siege. I'm now on my friend's Siege, and I can come over here and talk to this guy and turn in a quest. All right, and so I was able to complete that. And then the Touch of Civilization, just to show y'all again, we can do this. We can deliver items, so we can do contracts, deliver Alright, so now that I've transferred onto my friend's server, as you can see, I'm in their base. They gave me some gear, of course. They're in-game on here, getting close. We're in the desert and stuff. Anyway, that's not important. So, give me some gear. As you can see, I can access all of their boxes because I have the correct permissions. Alright, so we can access the boxes. I can quick deposit, and I can pull stuff out. I can use all the crafting resources. Here I can like use the fabricators and stuff. No problem there. And if I use my build tool, I can build as well. So just so y'all know, you can do this. To show you. Okay, and so then... And I have permission to demolish. You may not want to just drop something in someone's base if you don't have permission to demolish, but yeah. So as you can see, this works really well. And then when you're ready to go back to you can just log out, go back to your server. But make sure you set your respawn point at their base over here. Use their sub-fief console. Go in and set as a respawn location. Make sure you do that. So yeah, if you're locked out of a server, this is a great way to get around the lock. You can't have your own base, so you won't be able to do your base quest here. But you'll have to go back to your own siege for that. But you can bring your inventory. That's another thing you may have a question about, your inventory. Anything you have on you can travel between sieges. So as long as it's on you, right? So whatever you can carry, basically, travel between sieges with it. So yeah, you can easily grab what you need, go back to your siege, build the bases for the quest, abandon them, and so forth, so on and so forth. And then, of course, any quests that don't require you to build your own base with the thieves, right? You can do on your friend's server as well. So you can always just log on to your friend's server and play all the time. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.